Y'all come on in here. Come on in. Got some documents I want to share with y'all. Good afternoon, everybody. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. This shit gonna be a little bit extensive, so I ain't gonna waste no time. What I got right here is a affidavit for arrest warrant. This is an affidavit for arrest warrant for Devin Maurice Brown. Devin Maurice Brown was the second guy charged with Mo3's murder. On Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, at approximately 11:56 a.m., suspect Devin Maurice Brown committed the offense of murder, first-degree felony, Texas Penal Code 1902, at South R. Thornton Freeway, northbound over East Clarendon Drive, Dallas County, Texas, against the complainant, Melvin Noble. Melvin Noble is professionally known as Mo3. The facts of this case as follows. In a nutshell, as some of y'all might know, if y'all follow me on IG at Gully TV World, this is one of them baby father situations. I don't know if they had a prior history or they had any type of wreck issues with each other, but he was basically, what some would say, probably, I don't know, out of bounds. Shouldn't be considered out of bounds if a female welcomed him into her home. But yeah, he was dealing with somebody's baby mom or whatever. And what essentially happened was Devin Brown was contacting, I believe, one of his kids. I don't know if it was a little girl or a boy, but in these documents that I had, it says that his Devin Brown was contacting a juvenile during the course of the time that Mo3 was spending time with this female. So I guess she liked him. They was dealing with each other, whatever. And he was calling one of them situations, calling his kids, who there? Who at the house with your mom? Your mom got a nigga over there. Oh yeah. So once I guess the child confirmed that she had company, that's when the the surveillance laying on him, that's when that began. But anyway, the facts of the case that landed Devin Brown in handcuffs are as follows. On Wednesday, November 11th, at approximately 11:56 a.m., Dallas police officers responded to a shooting call on South R.L. Thornton Freeway, northbound over East Clarendon Drive, Dallas County, Texas. Numerous witnesses who were forced to stop in traffic on the freeway observed the suspect with his face covered chase and shoot complainant Noble with a rifle. After the shooting, the suspect, White, that's the name of the first guy who was arrested, fled in a black Chevy Camaro northbound from the offense location. Suspect White fired multiple shots and multiple citizens' vehicles were struck, along with witnesses Graham, who was actually injured by a bullet fragment while seated in his vehicle. Complainant Noble was transported to Methodist Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Detective, along with other detectives, responded to the crime scene and interviewed several witnesses. Crime scene responded, processed the scene, and collected evidence. A witness in a nearby vehicle provided dash camera video footage of the entire shooting. A witness was interviewed and stated that suspect Devin Brown, pay attention to the terminology. A witness was interviewed and stated that suspect Devin Brown was upset over a relationship that involved complainant Noble and the witness. Pay attention. This is the first person who gave him up or whatever. A witness was interviewed. I repeat, a witness was interviewed and stated that the suspect, Devin Brown, was upset over a relationship that involved Noble and the witness. This witness informed detectives that suspect Devin Brown Jr. contacted a juvenile witness by phone multiple times prior to the murder. The witness learned that during the phone call, suspect Devin Brown asked the juvenile witness if complainant Noble was at the location. He asked, was Mo3 there by name? The witness provided the phone number that Devin Brown used to contact the juvenile witness. On November 13th, 2020, Detective Eric Barnes was provided evidence of call logs that showed suspect Brown's phone number the day prior and morning of the offense. Research was conducted on that phone number, which showed it to belong to suspect Devin Brown. This is who was just arrested. This is who we talking about, Devin Brown. On November 19th, 2020, suspect Devin Brown was arrested for a federal arrest warrant at, they don't list that his address. Suspect Devin Brown was transported to Dallas Police headquarters and interviewed by Detective Anderson. Suspect Devin Brown confirmed that he had recently learned that Noble and the witness, his baby mom, were dating. Suspect stated that on the day of the offense, he called the juvenile witness that morning. He called the child, but denied any involvement in the offense. Suspect Devin Brown admitted that he was upset over a recent Facebook video that involved Mo3, who's referred to as Noble. Y'all share this live. On November 20th, 2020, Detective Barnes received an anonymous call that the picture released by Dallas Police on the news resembled that of a person with the social media account of blank. They don't list his Facebook. The social media account pages belong to Kewan White. That's who's the shooter. That's who's charged with the shooting, the actual shooting. Detective Barnes believed that Kewan White resembled the build and physical stature of the suspect in the surveillance video. On November 25th, Detective Anderson received an anonymous call that the suspect, Kewan White, was the person that committed this offense. This information was obtained after Dallas Police Department had released still images of the offense to the public. This witness had stated the witness had inside knowledge of suspect Devin Brown, who committed the offense. The witness stated that suspect White was just released on a recent arrest from jail in Mount Pleasant, Texas. The witness stated that she heard suspect White admit that he shot Noble while talking to her boyfriend, female, ear hustling. The witness stated that her boyfriend recognized White when they saw the images on the news. The witness provided suspect White's Instagram account. These girls is doing a lot. These girls are very active in this case. Damn. On Thursday, November 26, 2020, Mount Pleasant Police confirmed that suspect White was arrested on November 23rd for unrelated charges. On Friday, November 27th, 2020, detectives learned that suspect White was on bond for his previous Lancaster police arrest. Suspect White provided bond associates with the contact number of blank. On Saturday, November 28th, a search warrant was obtained for suspect White's cell phone records. The number was provided to blank. They don't list the cell phone. Pay attention. It's about to get technical, right? They got the phones, right? Watch this. Detective Anderson obtained cellular phone location data records for suspects White that showed him to be in the vicinity of the witness Jackson's apartment. They released the girl's name. The night before and the morning of the offense where the deceased complainant had stayed. The data obtained was plotted, which traveled the same path of complainant Noble's cellular phone records. When you got a cell phone, right, as you traveling, your cell phone is hitting these fucking towers. They hitting these towers as you're traveling, the GPS locations, right? Boom. They saying they got Mo3 phone records, and they got the guys the alleged shooters phone records. And they basically riding down the streets, pinging the towers together. When Mo3 pull off, the other phone number pulls off. So they riding down the street, pinging all the towers together. And of course, it stopped on the fucking interstate where the offense happened. But anyway, I'm gonna go back into this cell phone situation. Detective Anderson obtained cell phone location data records for suspects White that show him to be in the vicinity of the witness's apartment the night before the morning of the offense where the deceased stayed. The data obtained was plotted, which traveled the same path of Noble's cellular phone records and placed him near to the crime scene where Noble was shot. Phone records from suspect Devin Brown's phone. This is the guy who was recently arrested. Phone records from suspect Devin Brown's phone was received and plotted, and a comparison of those phone records confirmed numerous calls between the suspect and the suspect White the day prior and the morning of the offense. There appeared to be active phone call communications that occurred between suspect White and suspect Devin Brown while the complainant Noble was followed and after he left the apartment. Well, that kind of sound like that's open and shut right there. This was released to the public a few days ago. They was basically on the phone. The phone records in the surveillance basically put them on the shelf. They were on Devin Brown and Kawan White was on the phone with each other during the time that Mo3 was leaving homegirl's apartment all the way up until the offense happened. Devin Brown was arrested 2 days ago and charged with Mo3's murder. This probably is essentially like a murder for hire situation. I don't know the history. I'm being told that it's deeper than that. Some Dallas, Texas street shit, I guess. Some ongoing shit you never know, but that whole situation belongs to Texas. I'm just here to report the actual details before it reaches anybody else, because a lot of people, they come with their versions and it just be them repeating what they heard another media outlet say. That's a lot of people's approach. Recently, somebody referred to a lot of the other guys on the internet as reactionary bloggers. They wait for something to happen and then they start to function. But as far as any originality and shit like that, you got to leave that up to the dribble. He said he died because of another man's tenderness. He said, and what happened to kids not speaking about what's going on in the home? if them was his kids, if your daddy called you and asked you, is your stepdaddy here? Is your my fault? I shouldn't have said stepdaddy. If your daddy called you and asked you, is there a nigga there with your mama? What is you gonna say? I know what I'm gonna say. I'm just being for real and shit. Like if them is his kids and shit like that, you know, they locked in with him. Whatever the case, you know. Big homie from the D said I'm in the city. A lot of them bloggers don't know what the fuck they be talking about. He said Mo3 died over some lame shit. Facts. Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, Gully TV World and shit, I've been releasing the paperwork portions of it up close. I'm gonna release all of it now since I spoke upon it. I just read a lot of it to you. It's 4 pages. I only read 2 of them. And social media. C. Brown said, I definitely told my pop that nigga was in the crib. Everybody did. If you was loyal in any type of way, don't even want the new nigga there. I don't even like this nigga. Yeah, he in here. Dad, come get this nigga. That's just what it is. Anyway, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. He said, so Mo was knocking down a chick. He spent the night. CEO Nafis, man, you really something, man. I need to get in the same lane as you, my nigga. I see you starting to surface on the platforms, though. I seen you on somebody else's shit recently. Whenever you're ready, though, I respect what you're doing. West Coast Sports said, you don't go in another man's house. That's kind of like that's law in some places and shit. Like, bitch, you got to meet me somewhere else and shit. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe he felt comfortable going there. Obviously, he did. He was there. He said these females don't be paying their own bills. That's another man's house he was in. Stop sleeping in chicks' cribs with kids and baby fathers still local. Yeah, that's some paranoia shit. That has to be like Mobb Deep had a song about shit like that. Going to somebody's projects to visit a chick and shit like that. It's been a long time. I have to listen to it. I used to go recite it and shit. But yeah, some people say Mo3 is what they call out of bounds. He was very talented. It's a shame. He was on the rise. He was popping. His music was banging. But this murder situation is what put him national, I guess. Proper Music said no hotel, no meetup. He said trife life. Exactly. Trife life. Don't ever go see a bitch. Right. All right. Miss Martha said, I'm glad you said that. JoJo Capone got a new record out featuring Cal Dawson. Y'all make sure y'all go support that. They should never go see a bitch. Have it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. It's coming out on the 33rd. Make sure y'all go download that. All streaming sites. He said, I saw that lame shit. Yeah. Here's a motherfucker been discredited and proven to be a fucking weirdo. And he goes and does an interview with him like, you spite me. You're not spiting me, buffoon. You proving your buffoonery. He said big ego, thought he couldn't be touched, got too comfortable. My man said, I've been in a bitch crib and her baby father popped up at 3 a.m. before. Bitch, you better talk to him for the 5th, put a spark to him, fuck around, shit, get dark to him. He said, "You be getting into." I'm a actual professional decorated journalist. What you see behind me is resource books and shit like that. You know, the history of hip hop and pictures and philosophies and shit like that. I really do this shit. These documents, I paid for these. I had to go have these printed at Staples and shit. He said it was some sucker for love shit, yeah. And oh, if you followed what I said, essentially his baby mom is who gave him up. She obviously she must have liked Mo3 and didn't like Devin because she told the police he called my baby. He was calling my baby, and my baby. He asked my baby was my friend here, and my baby told him yeah, and this all happened. That's what she did. Arm, leg. You don't take every man around your kids, yeah. Nigga was enraged, man. This nigga called Devin Brown, he called his children. It don't say whether it was a boy or girl, and asked, was Mo3 in there? What do you mean? Yeah, he in here. You know kids be on the internet watching videos and shit like that. Them kids knew who that nigga was. He coming through there all icy and shit. He says being thick as hell. Clarence Beaks in the building. CEO Nafis, I appreciate your generous donation, man, repeatedly. You don't take every man around your kids. I didn't. Move in silence and be yourself when you creeping. Ooh wee. What's your post meal plans? Salad, man, with all types of vegetables and fruits in it, man. Cran raisins, the dried cranberry raisins joints, pineapples and shit. You know what I mean? Blueberries and shit, man. You gotta a salad is an experience these days, man. The lettuce and all that type of shit, that's general practice. That ain't nothing and shit, man. You gotta make it, bring that shit to life. Everything media, they booked me about this story that I'm giving to y'all right now. I'm going out on a limb sharing this shit with y'all. They booked me. My Instagram page, 45,000 followers. They booked me. I showed pictures at a house. I still put them up. I ended up putting them up again. Pictures of the house. There was reports from the neighbors was calling the police when them niggas was laying outside that girl house. When Kiwan White and them, when they was outside that girl house in that neighborhood hovering, the neighbors was calling the police. The neighbors was calling the police like, yo, with some shady looking motherfucking niggas out here, man. Been hovering around the neighborhood, man, out here parked and shit. Mm-hmm. So by me doing my job on the highest level, they ripped my IG account. All these platforms are fuck. They kicked Young Pharaoh off this motherfucker and shit. 500,000 followers. I seen a video he did on Instagram Live trying to act like that 500,000 hit didn't hurt. Man, you know, and I know that 500,000 follower hit hurt. I know you want to take them people to court. Keep it pushing, man. We gotta build up. That's why we gotta build our own brand, our own branding. If I was to leave YouTube, I would still show up on the internet being Gully TV, man, and I'm gonna exist and share. He said, "Nigga kill dude over pussy. Why not check your bitch?" You know how many niggas think got rocked over some pussy like that? He said young Pharaoh is pushing pseudoscience and conspiracy theories. I don't know what he did. I thought it wasn't no. I thought it was freedom of speech. He said Southside Jew just lost 500,000 followers. I had a lot of contacts in that for 45,000, but I will say I learned the power of my brand because I'm watching all of my people follow me. Everybody that follow me, they following me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Like they finding my new page, Gully TV World. Oh, my man, what you say? He said, hold on, Gully, that's a new BSF sweater. I got damn near every Griselda hood, and I didn't see that one. You gotta go. This ain't a Griselda joint. This Black Sopranos. Frida Duffel. I see you picked up on that. I wore this to the gym. Frida Duffel bag hottie and shit. Julian Soprano and shit, my man. You hear him, you hear about him a lot in Griselda's music and shit. He got a lot of time and shit. But yeah, go to King City and grab it, man. It costs the same it costs in the store. 65. He said he wasn't killed behind pussy. That's what he said. He said he was upset. He said he was upset at finding out about something on Facebook. This whole situation is about social media. He said he was killed because he damn near wiped out a whole crew. Them is Dallas politics. I ain't gonna repeat. I ain't gonna fuck with that. He said it's always about pussy. I heard that a lot. Clarence Beeks. He said Black Sopranos Jersey. I remember the ones from Jersey. They had a DVD. He said, remember Ice-T, freedom of speech, watch what you say. King City, yeah, right on Bailey, Buffalo, New York. Trey Bucks, no, I didn't. Shout out to the New York Knicks, they on the rise. I got some new Dribble God shorts coming out on the 17th called the Knickerbocker. If you follow me on IG, you know what it is, that heat. He said, and you got paid. It's just not about the simple pussy. Mo3 was beefing with everybody. Niggas link up. Dude just really had motivation. He said that Hush Kingpin interview was fire. Thank you. I don't understand why these rappers be in the hood. Dude knew how his being was. It's too late now. She been doing that. He was just a suck ass nigga, period. He would have killed another nigga even if it wasn't Mo3. I think I agree with you. I agree with you. C. Brown. He said the case ain't closed yet. They got a federal arrest warrant for both of them. Both of them guys was arrested. Suspect Devin Brown and suspect White are currently in federal custody on the possession of a firearm by a prohibited person charge. The witness stated that the companion recognized suspect White when they saw the images released on the news. The witness provided suspect. Everything is social media. Everything is social media. My man said number one cause of black men dying in the hood, pussy. Mm. He said he locked up and his BM still fucking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's still fucking. On December 9th, 2020, suspect Kewan White, was arrested by task force officers Jay Howard and Nelson. Suspect White was interviewed at Dallas Police Headquarters. Suspect White waived his rights and gave a voluntary statement. Suspect White admitted that phone number that was compared in phone records might be his phone number, but he could not remember his number. When Suspect White was asked about Suspect Devin Brown, Suspect White denied that he knew him or had any association with him at all, even though they got 50 calls going on between them. He said he don't know him. Phone records, that's what it was. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notification. He said, ain't White the Transformer lover? Yes. White wasn't the guy running down the highway in the black mask. Who was it then? Any man that holds himself to the highest regard don't mess with a married woman or someone else. He said, boy, a bug out growing K2 and shit in his crib. How the fuck can you grow K2? How can you grow K2? I appreciate everybody for coming through. I just wanted to share that information, man. Y'all can play this shit back. If not, I'm about to post it on my story on Gully TV World. Follow me, Gully TV World. I appreciate everybody for coming through. And y'all enjoy your afternoon, man. All facts coming out my mic. Peace.